A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus proposed to the crowd another parable. The reign of God may be likened to a man who sowed good seed in his field. While everyone was asleep, his enemy came and sowed weeds through his wheat and then made off. When the crop began to mature and yield grain, the weeds made their appearance as well. The owner's slaves came to him and said, "Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where are the weeds coming from?" He answered, "I see an enemy's hand in this." His slaves said to him, "Do you want us to go out and pull them up?" "No," he replied. "Pull up the weeds, and you might take the wheat along with them. Let them grow together until harvest. Then at harvest time, I will order the harvesters. First collect the weeds and bundle them up to burn them. Gather the wheat into my barn. The farmer sowing good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed, the citizens of the kingdom. The weeds are the followers of the evil one, and the enemy who sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, while the harvesters are the angels. Just as the weeds are collected and burned, so it will be at the end of the world. The Son of Man will dispatch his angels to collect from his kingdom all who draw others to apostasy and all evildoers. The angels will hurl them into the fiery furnace, where they will wail and grind their teeth. Then the saints will shine like the suns in their Father's kingdom. Let everyone heed what he hears. The Gospel of the Lord. Did the Gospel make you feel uncomfortable? Well, it should do. It should make us feel uncomfortable. But we shouldn't be scared. We shouldn't be frightened. But we have to do something with it. And the thing is, the more that we begin to understand what the light of truth is in our life as Catholics, the more we begin to understand the spiritual realm, and that we have to live our life according to Christ, who orders all things. I think one of the problems in our church is making everything community-based, making everything about friendship. Well, it's important to be friends, it's important to have communities of love, but if there's nothing holy going on in them, they're just chattering clubs and barbecues and things like that. They're actually not doing what we should be doing. Church is about coming into the presence of the sacred. The Mass, as you know, is a sacrifice. And when we went to St. Peter's the other day, I can't remember, we were there on Friday, maybe, or Thursday, and we witnessed all those side altars in St. Peter's, and there were some priests on their own saying Mass. Do you remember? Someone said to me, "Oh, look, Father, there's someone on there, the priest is on his own." Well, the priest is never on his own when he says a private Mass. Why is he never on his own? Because who's with him? Jesus, but who else? Angels and the saints and Our Lady. So the priest is never on his own during Mass. And in every Mass, let me tell you, heaven and earth open up. Every Mass is the gate of heaven, and that spiritual veil is so thin, but we don't see it. Why don't we see it? Because we've lost that sanctity. We've lost the beauty and mystery of the Mass. And we all have a duty to reclaim that. It's not just up to priests, not up to priests at all. It's up to you and the people of God. We can make the Mass holy. How do we do that? By having a sense of the sacred, by having an awe, holy awe and love for beauty, for holy quiet. How many churches do we go to and it's all that chattering before Mass? How many churches do you go to when people don't know how to receive holy water decently, genuflect properly, say their prayers before Mass? And after Mass, how many churches, including my church, Mea Culpa, where people don't know how to give thanks for after Mass? They don't keep quiet, and they don't respect it as a temple of the living God. And I think if we can reclaim that sense of the temple of the living God, if we can reclaim the sense that every church is a sanctuary of heaven, that's why there are steps up to sanctuaries, to altars, because it's a raised place that reminds us of the gate of heaven. And the angels are something as well that we need to reconnect with. We need to reconnect with our guardian angel if we haven't already. Maybe you can even ask through the Holy Spirit to reveal your guardian angel's name. It's a good thing to do. And if the Lord is calling us to ask our guardian angels to help us in that work of evangelization, to spread the holy name of the Lord to all people. The Archangel Michael is there also to help us, to defend us in the day of battle. Now, maybe our battles might not be great wars, but the battle is subtle. The problems are very subtle, but they're still there. And Holy Michael can help us, can defend and strengthen us, and can help us to combat against the subtle ways of the devil. Let's not be scared of the devil, but let's understand that he is a reality in our lives and in our world, and we have the power to combat. How do we combat it? Through prayer, through the holy angels. Let's not be scared, but let's enter deeply into the mystery. And let's live our life as holiness and beauty. Let's not only treat churches with dignity, but let's treat ourselves with dignity and purity and love and respect. Let's treat others also, because they too are temples of the Holy Spirit. Wouldn't it have been so easy for the landowner to have just burnt the whole field? But he didn't do that, did he? He carefully, meticulously spent time, first taking the weeds, then taking the wheat. We are the wheat that the Lord has chosen. And he wants us to strive and to flourish and to be the best grain of wheat that we can be for his purpose and for his use, so that we can be ground down, that we can turn our lives into the Holy Eucharist, that our lives can also be Eucharistic, can also be a sacrifice, can also reveal Jesus Christ in all things. So let's ask Saint Michael, the Archangel, to be with us in all things. This is the only church in the world that has not been consecrated by a bishop or a cardinal or a pope. This church has been consecrated by Holy Michael himself. Isn't that amazing? And let's ask him to help us in the day of battle. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.